channel. I'm back with another video on my Train My Africa. I'm aware that you guys are writing English paper 2 next week Thursday on the 17th, so I promise to have uploaded all the remaining videos of this book before the 17th. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Remember, on my previous video, act 2 scene 1, that's where Tammy joined the school boycott. So now we'll be looking at act 2 scene 2. So now this scene is very short, but it is also detailed. It is very detailed. So what I want you to do now is to try to visualize as I'm explaining, or try to imagine what I'm saying in order to paint a clear picture, or in order to make sense of this scene, basically. Okay, so in act 2 scene 2, it's Mr. M's monologue. By now you know what a monologue is, the difference between a monologue and a dialogue, right? It's Mr. M's monologue. Mono means one. Okay, so Mr. M describes what is happening in this scene as a nightmare. We know what a nightmare is. It's a bad dream, something that you cannot wait to wake up from. So Mr. M describes what is happening in this scene as a nightmare. Let's find out what this nightmare is all about. Okay, so Mr. M was trying to get to the school, but every road that he took was blocked by policemen and soldiers with their guns ready, or comrades building barricades. So a barricade is like an object, any object that creates a barrier or that restricts movement. For example, when people are protesting, we see when people are protesting in our communities, they create barricades on the road. They place stones to restrict movement. So that's what was also happening in this scene. Each and every road that Mr. M tried to take was either blocked by policemen as well as soldiers with their guns ready, or comrades building barricades. Okay, Mr. M tried various roads like Jabulani Street, Gwaza Road, and the Lamini Street. He eventually gave up, okay, because everywhere he went there was overturned buses. That's bound to happen when people are boycotting. Overturned buses, looted bread vans. We know what looting is by now, dating from what happened last year in July, okay? As well as the government offices. Everything was burning, and children were dancing around with boxes of matches, shouting Chisa, Kumisa. Chisa means burn in English, and Kumisa means explode. Okay, the children ran for their lives when the armored cars appeared. They were everywhere. The armored cars were everywhere, crawling around in the smoke like a giant dung beetles looking for shit to eat. So now there's a simile in this sentence. They were crawling everywhere, around in the smoke like a giant dung beetles looking for shit to eat. Okay, so the armored cars are compared to dung beetles. They are compared to dung beetles. Dung beetles are inhuman insects eating excrement. Excrement is the shit that I just mentioned. Eating excrement in the form of children. Okay, Mr. M ended up on the corner where he saw little Sipho Fondini from Standard 6 writing on the wall, "Liberation first, then education." That's what Sipho wrote on the wall. And then when Sipho saw Mr. M, he asked him if the spelling is correct. But he wrote "liberation first, then education," but he's asking Mr. M if the spelling is correct. So there's an irony here, because you wouldn't expect a child who believes in violence to be concerned with spelling. A child who believes that liberation first, then education, but he is concerned about the spelling. That's the irony in this sentence. So this also shows the respect that learners have for Mr. M, that they need him as well as his education. A police van ran past Mr. M, crowded with children. Their hands waved desperately through the bars Their voices called out, "Teacher, teacher, help us. Tell our mothers, tell our fathers." The children were asking Mr. M to inform their parents that they have been arrested. There's also another irony here. The children who were shouting for help, who were asking Mr. M to help them, did not know that it's the very same Mr. M who had given up their names to the police. Okay? A police car came around the corner. Suddenly, there were children everywhere, throwing stones and tear gas bombs falling all around. Obviously, the stones were from the children boycotting, and then tear gas falling around were from the police as well as the soldiers from the armored cars. Okay, Mr. M says that he knew he wasn't dreaming. Remember, at the beginning of this scene, Mr. M said that it feels like a nightmare, right? So now Mr. M realizes that this isn't a nightmare. This is not a bad dream, but this is his reality at this moment in time. Okay, Mr. M says that he knew that he wasn't dreaming, that he was choking because of the tear gas, right? He was choking, he was coughing, hanging on a lamppost in the real world. No, do something, Anela. He says that to himself. Remember, Mr. M's name was Anela Mialaike, right? He says, do something, Anela. Stop this madness, because it was chaotic. If you were paying attention, and if you have visualized as I instructed you to at the beginning of this video, do something and stop this madness. So Mr. M decides to do something which will cost him his life in the upcoming scene. Okay, so yeah, that's just about it about this scene. I did say that it was very short and very detailed as well. Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, please comment down below and then I'll get back to you. On my next video, I will upload Act 2, Scene 2. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your fellow classmates. Thank you.